Hello and welcome. We are back live Monday at 1 p.m. It's Trucking Answers Live on a freezing, frigid Monday here. Frozen to death. What's going on? Bluish hue is first, second, and third today. That is awesome. For people that don't know, I have another screen down here where I'm trying to keep track of the comments. So I will try to keep up with that. Let's see what everybody is doing today. All right, so Dennis is here. Thanks for coming in. Kay Wayne, Trucker Hershey, you're on home time since Friday. That's something. Eric, well, 7 is good. Adco, nice. Thanks for coming in. Brian is here. Yeah, I was still had makeup. My manservant was getting my clothes from the laundry, so I had to wait for him. It's so annoying. It's hard to get good help these days, really. 173 songwriter. Yeah, you're freezing to death too. Yikes. Kenneth, doing great here, as always. Richard, thanks for coming in. Ivona, thanks for being here, as always. Good to see you today. All right, so Tom, do I know anything about Hill Brothers? The coffee? No. Will is here. Yeah, Wisconsin, it's even worse there. It was 1 degree this morning, and there are people outside trying to get their car started. So that isn't any good. I don't know if the truck started or not over there. We'll find out. Mr. Skeptical, hello. Today we need you more than ever, believe me, to deliver your delicious goods. Change of duty log time. Yes, we need to change the log right now. There should be a line for watching live shows, I think. So that's really something. Tom, yeah, I know. Hills Brothers Trucking. Yeah, I was just making a funny there. Apparently not that funny. So, no, I'll go back for that. Oh, Michael. Michael is in early with that question that I never get. So, what company do I work for? Well, that's an interesting question, and most companies don't ask that. Most people. So, I work for a place, so I don't put them in the videos. I don't talk about them. And that way, they don't have any say in what I do, in what I say in the videos. And I also don't recruit for them. There's a lot of people on YouTube that recruit for their company. That seems to be all they do. So I don't do any of that. I don't recruit for them. Don't talk about them. So there you go. Josh comes in at 20. That's not bad. 5 below. Fuel in the truck started to gel. I hope everybody's got their anti-gel in. That should have happened last weekend, right? Diesel Trucker, what's happening? Peace out there. Crab Company of the Year will be out this week. I've announced it on this show. They're sending a representative to collect their award. So Amanda, hey, thanks for coming in here today. Keith, I failed a DOT drug test. I don't know how. After class, I don't know what to do. That's a problem. I would ask them to test the second sample. They should have done a split sample. Ask them to test the split. I don't know how long ago it was. And so we'll see if you've done that already. Brian, yes, exactly. People should send that in. They could introduce themselves. Kim, oh, good. It's good to see you. How's it going at your new place? Michael, 61 in Los Angeles. Nice. That's beautiful. So it's 60 degrees warmer there than it was this morning here. I love it. The White Knight is here. Yeah, you haven't been in for a while, but you're back today, so everybody's welcome to come back, always. Amy, love hearing about trucking answers. Your boyfriend is going to go back to trucking. Good. Get him back in the seat. So, Diesel Rescue. I like Power Service. Okay, but I don't know if that really, that's probably one of the only ones I've ever used for anti-gel in the truck. So I like Power Service. It's always seemed to work. That's the thing. We don't know if it works because I haven't gelled, but would I have gelled had I not used it? So there's really no way to know. But anyway, that's what I use in the cold weather. That's what I put in the truck on Friday. Company pays for a jug of it. So that's what I like to use. Other people have, their own thing, kind of like car oil and, I'm a, Quaker State or whatever. People just have their thing. Power Service has always been my go-to thing. What happened to your 10-year report? It doesn't show anything, but the company says it shows accidents. Ask them to show it to you. Say, hey, let me see that. I don't know what you're talking about. If they say it shows accidents, they've got it. So let's see it. Would I address the use of light bars, fog lights, and all that stuff? Yeah, flashing the high beams. It's crazy. Stop adding these goofy LEDs. They're not made for road use. They're not DOT approved generally. Stop blinking your high beams at people. Okay, I don't know where people get off doing that. Stop it. It's crazy. Brian, yes, we'll keep that aside. 4 in Kokomo's. Nice. 56 Ace Trucker. What's happening out there? Oh, nice. 62 in San Antonio. You know, I can never forget that place for some reason. Does anybody get that? Just me, I guess. The place has loaded you heavy twice today. Third time is a charm. Yeah. Tell them keep overloading and you're going to keep getting paid, hopefully. What is the vision of this YouTube channel? Oh, the vision. The vision. We hope that all people will come together and hold hands. And no, look, this channel, right, we're dedicated to getting people paid, or I am. I hope everybody else is too, for all of their time. Because, I think it's kind of crazy. So it's just ridiculous. Lawyers are doing it. Yeah, maybe. Cold start help. If you're gelled up, you're going to have somebody heat up the fuel. There's rescue? There's Rescue 911 or something it's called, right? At the truck stop. So if you can get over there, supposedly if you can pour that in, it'll de-gel your fuel. So, and if you just don't have any battery juice, you'll have to get a jump. So go get that Rescue. Try that. I don't know if it works. I've never used it. People do say it works. I'm not sure. There's a semi with a blown steer tire to stop in the right lane. Oh, that's Grace. That's just awesome. That guy needs to drive that thing off the road, for crying out loud. You can run on that rim for quite a while before you even do any damage. Does anybody watch Cops? The roads are still closed in Pennsylvania. Yeah, trucks are not allowed on the turnpike or whatever. It's closed for them, right? At the moment. Yeah, okay, Michael. Diesel Rescue. Yeah, I forget. It's called something, right? Rescue 911. Maybe that was Shatner. I don't know. It was cold last night, so you idled. Oh, and a force regen. Nice from idling, right? The truck was off and the batteries were dead. Wonderful. Well, that's a chilly morning to wake up to. Very refreshing, though, really. Where can you find a list of medication you could take while you work? I don't know, from your doctor. I mean, seriously, if you're taking medication, ask your doctor what you can take while you're working, really. Because you go in and say, oh, he's going to give you something. I always tell him, look, I'm a driver. Can I take this when I'm driving or whatever? So I think that's a great place to look at it. Your doctor should be able to write some kind of note. Yeah, you can drive or whatever. That's so 7 in Saginaw. Yeah, it's 7 here now. So don't let me fool you that it's 1. It's gotten a lot warmer. Wait till next week. I've had a camera malfunction. Where are we going with this here? I've been, the camera, we're still working here. Heading from South Carolina to Connecticut. Did you clear the interstates for your favorite truck? Everybody can clear the East Coast. You won't find me over there. Timothy, what's going on out there? What's the temperature over there? 2 below in Gibson City. That isn't any good. Yes, Jeff, we're going to all hold hands for that. Okay, Rescue 911, Diesel Rescue. Yeah, okay. Well, I knew it was close. I'm always thinking Shatner. Because everybody's always probably thinking Shatner, really. What's a good company coming in the industry with new trucks? I always send people to Maverick and Millis to start with, if you're on this side of the Mississippi River. I-80 out of Salt Lake City is closed. That's typical of this time of year, right? The world, right. Well, that's great. I appreciate that. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you saying that. Some people never Google. I will tell you, on medication, I probably wouldn't Google up a medication list. Right. Ivona's with House NHL. It's kind of a thing, I guess. That probably works too. I just took years ago, I started using Power Service, and the truck always ran in the cold weather. So I guess you kind of stick with what you know, right? The devil you know is always better than the devil you don't know. 10 below in Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Ugh. Time to leave the truck running all weekend. Yes, Mr. Skeptical. We have this article that's in the description that a lawsuit was won in California. for a bunch of drivers, beat the system. Basically, they were being misclassified. They didn't beat anything. And they took their company to court, which is now owned by NFI. It wasn't NFI Industries then, but they bought them. And so guess what? They buy the lawsuit too. And they said, look, you have us all, even though we own the trucks, we're all misclassified here as independent contractors. You control the freight, you control basically everything. And so they won. But California is really strict on that. It's probably the best state to do those kind of things with. And the drivers won $6 million. Now it's going to be appealed, guaranteed that's going to be appealed right away. Companies love to misclassify people and make you an independent contractor so that you're independent. But these drivers beat the system. The article is in the description if you want to go read if you want to read the entire article. It's not long. It's not like it's 40 pages or whatever. I thought it was super interesting. Don't ever accept being misclassified because then you have to go through all this rigmarole. If you're a driver driving a truck, right, you're probably an employee and don't accept anything less. No snow to speak of. Yeah, what's the temp over there in Celsius, Timothy, or Fahrenheit? It doesn't matter. We can translate it. You decided to hold off on ShipX. Oh, a local union job fell in. That's probably even better, really. That's probably, and especially a local job, you'll probably make what you would have made at ShipX. So, no shame in that. You got to do what's right for you, right? Is there going to be a trucker shutdown in April? Yes. I estimate approximately 75 bearded truckers, long beards, will shut down around the country, and some of them will get on the news and claim that thousands of people joined with them. Light Bright, thank you for coming in today. Yeah, Ivone, I agree. Some local union job, that's going to be even better than ShipX, guaranteed. The CMG1234, thinking of CRST or Sierra England. Yes, think again. Think Maverick instead of those. Look, call both those places up. That's a good example. Ask them what they pay students, and then call Maverick and ask them what they pay students, and then call me back. Talk to me. It looks like a Mark shutdown today. Mark is live today, every Monday. House won't unveil your fuel. Do you know if John Christner Trucking? No, they're being sued. You know, John Christner is being sued by like a million places. They have tons of lawsuits. Google them up. Google their name and lawsuit, and you'll see that there's tons of lawsuits against John Christner. I would stay away from it. You know, just read the lawsuits and decide. Right. Don't forget Kim. Right. You need some kind of employment in the last 3 years. For some reason, Millis has got a real problem with people that are not working. You know, some people are unemployed, but apparently Millis needs employment in the last 3 years. So totally agree. Right. We are misclassified. Drivers do more than drive. Yes, as truck driver. That's correct. Right. Years ago, many years ago, North American Van Lines. And I drove from Chicago to St. Louis with this load, but then we had to unload the whole load. And they're like, oh no, we work all day today. I'm like, I thought I was a driver here. But I had to unload all these people's furniture. And they're like, oh, we have 12 grand pianos or whatever. Just ridiculous. By the way, I only worked there that weekend. Just that weekend. Brian only had a thumbnail. Then refreshed. Yeah, always refresh me. I'm very refreshing. Jeez. Yeah, Felipe, Black Smoke Matters, they call themselves something different now, which the name I can't think of. It's in, there's an article, I talked about it last week on the live show. If you go to last week's live show and click in the description, I have an article to it. I don't remember their name, but it's the same kind of thing. I don't know much about CalArc. You will be participating in the shutdown. All right, well, tell us how it goes. Black signals matter, right? Oh, it's 10 to 12 in the daytime. Really? Really? That cold over there? Yikes. Eric, why would you have to do that? They only do funk testing once a year. They do it. Wow. There's other places they can get it, as we talked about a few weeks ago. I mean, you don't want to have to get the tweezers out and get it where they don't want to get it. Preventer wind. Yeah, LTL companies I've always recommended. They pay really good. Why is it important to distinguish between the difference? Oh, okay, because they're different. An automatic onboard recording device and electronic logging device are different. Some companies, like where I am, have some AOBRDs that are grandfathered in, and they don't capture the same amount of information as an ELD. So they don't get, they capture a different amount of information. So you need to know which one you have to tell the officer. If you don't know, ask your company, say, which one of these is this? So, because they're going to want to know. The ELD captures much more information from the truck than an automatic onboard recording device. 1988 owner operator. Who? Freight division is where I started. All right. Owner operator NAVL, North American Van Lines. Right. That's a lot of work. I mean, that was way too much work. There was hardly any driving and a lot of working. KLLM, no thank you. Come December, you don't have to worry. What's going to happen in December? Oh, right. Because, what am I thinking about? Right. Because then the automatic onboard recording device is finally takes its bow at the end of December. So you got another year with those. The White Knight, yeah, we did talk about it last week here on the live show. That was, the hint was CRST. Is the hint for them? Right under Cheese Mountain. Oh, here, Asiago Mountain out there. That's really good. You're going to test out the 26th for a CDL. Oh, expediting in a straight truck. Oh, that's interesting. You won't get any A experience is the problem. So if you're getting your class, yeah, okay, you're getting your class A. You're not getting any class A experience. So if a company looks that up, say you don't want to stay there your whole career, and you go to another company, when they see that, you'll have no experience, even though you might have 2 years of driving. You don't have any combination experience, and you may have to come back completely to being a student somewhere again. So that would be the downside of getting a straight truck job after you get your Class A. Go and expedite company that runs Class A trucks. You almost made a huge mistake. Recruiters, yes. I don't want to say the company. That's all right. No problem. Well, good. I'm glad I'm able to help you. I hope you're at a better place. There's such a wide variety of pay. You can start at 30 cents or you can start at 50 cents by just making another phone call. I mean, holy mackerel. That's a huge difference. Ivona likes milk and milkshakes. That's good. No camera, no governors, 150 air miles. Okay, so you're all set at that place, really. That's probably way better than the road. The crap company of the year was CRST. I didn't do a best company of the year. There didn't seem to be that much call for it. Nice. Yeah, you want to haul milk? You can. Right north of me, there's a job. Ruan is hiring milk haulers. If you live in the Chicago, Gary, Indiana area, they're hauling milk out of Fair Oaks Farms, which is Fair Oaks, Indiana. And they're paying $2.27 a day for 10 hours. And it's a drop and hook. So, and you do not have to milk the cows. So there's that thing going on up there. And they have natural gas trucks. So you can go work there and tell me how they are. How much do trainers get paid? They get paid for all miles. Yes, the White Knight, they get paid generally for all the miles that you run and that they run. So all the miles a truck runs, if they're getting, some of them get like, say, 30 cents. But say you run 6,000 miles, that's $1,800. Some get 35 cents, that's over 2,000. Many trainers make $100,000+ a year. Some make even more than that. Like at England, there's 2 students in the truck. As a couple people have sent me the video, which I appreciate, of the truck with 3 beds in it, which is ridiculous. They get paid for each student that graduates. So they get basically double their pay. It's just crazy. And there they get a penny for every mile the student drives for the next year. So for every mile you drive for the next year, that trainer gets a penny also. They get a lot of money. Is there a company that hires someone that's been retired for the last 10 years that pays well? Well, you don't have any experience. So you're going to be probably considered a trainee. You may want to talk to somebody that is an owner-operator that owns trucks, where you can go talk to somebody and say, the owner, and say, I have experience, and maybe they'll put you in a truck. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck as a trainee at a place because you don't have any recent experience. It's sad. You thought there was a driver shortage. If there's a driver shortage, there'd be more companies at Mid-America Truck Show, which is coming up here in just 2 months. I hope everybody has their ticket in Louisville. There's hardly anybody going to recruit there. There's hardly any recruiting places. And England can seem to pack trucks with 3 people in them at a time, no problem. So yeah, driver shortage, exactly. Uh, Mama Bear, thank you very much. Yes, they are horrible over there. I hope you're at a better place, which you could put on here or not. It's up to you. Rail is near you and pays you 100 dollars a day to a trainee, so 700 a week, 35 grand. But you're not a trainee that long, and they pay right away. Right, the pay there starts earlier than a lot of companies. Let's see. You need a company where your 20-year friend can go to start as a trainer and train you. Yeah, almost any place that takes students really will do that because you can you can go in and usually they have to drive for a month to 2 months solo. So that's almost everywhere. I don't know of any place to let you start as a trainer. But then you can train your team partner like that. You go in and then become a trainer there and train you. So find a place that the two you want to go and talk to them. A lot of places do it. A lot of them do. Can anyone live in Gary? Well, I thought the Gary, Indiana area. People might live. No one actually lives in Gary. I mean, I get that, but if you live up there, because it's closer there than here in Lafayette, I guess if you lived in the Lafayette area, you could work there as well. It's 55 miles up there. Kenworth rider, good morning. 61 in Florida, 7 degrees here. Nice. Why are truckers doing the strike? Well, a lot of their complaints are already solved. The one guy that was talking about it, he wants to be able to split his sleeper, which you can already do. He wants, what did he say? Oh, they don't want to have to spend 10 hours in your sleeper. You don't have to spend 10 hours in your sleeper. You can spend the 10 hours anywhere you want. You can split it up however you want. You can be off duty 5 hours and in the sleeper 5 hours. So you don't have to spend it in the sleeper. So some of the things that they want, they already have. It's a real problem when he doesn't even realize the things he's striking for, he's already got. Don't know if anybody will take pets while you train. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Maybe because the two of you are going to stay together as a team. You're really a team. That's going to be the hope of it. Say, well, look, we're teaming. You're going to train me. I mean, they really need teams. A company really wants people. If the two of you come together like that, that's a huge bonus. They just can't get people to do that. Do companies threaten you with slander? They do threaten you with that. They write nasty things to you. Confused relic, stupid trucking. Oh, that's a new one, Timothy. I haven't heard that one. CRST got the most votes of that too. Where should you go to be a trainer? You want 2,000 minimum. Well, where do the two of you want to work? Right. So you could be a trainer and make 2,000 at most places. Most places. You could be a FedEx had a training job down here in Indianapolis, 75 cents a mile. But I will unload milk on pallets at grocery stores. Yes, the milk job up here that I'm talking about is tankers. You'll need a tanker endorsement and a milk endorsement. So you cannot be lactose intolerant at work there. Milk may splash on you. I did read that in their article. What about night? I haven't looked into night. I always thought they had a really long training program where the training pay was long to pay back. Apparently people said that's changed, so I have to look back into that. It used to be 2 years, but apparently that isn't true anymore. Air gas is $22.53 plus overtime and home every day. That's pretty awesome. That's way better than where you were, I bet. Knight and Swift are the same. They basically are the same company with just a different color truck. So depends what color truck you want. Don't forget about Squire Transport too. 5 hours eating hot dogs and 3 hours sleeping. Why not? Yes, you can eat hot dogs for 5 hours, roller wieners, and sleep 3, and go back in and eat them for 2 more hours. That's your 10 hours. That's legal. You do not have to spend 10 hours in the sleeper. You only have to spend 10 hours off duty or sleeper or any combination of the two. Eric, that's correct. And that's why there'll be a slight change to the program as we move forward. But you're correct about that. Kenworth, I'm glad somebody got that anyway. Preventer, yeah, it's basically two heads on the same body, right? You can't idle. Is the whole state not allow you to idle even if it's 10 below zero? U.S. Express trainers make bank. It's heard of trainers making 3,000. Yeah, somebody sent me a thing that they're making 2,800. I'm like, no way. And they sent me a check stub. So yeah, it's possible. Not every week. They said it didn't make it every week. Here's the thing though. If you're just there to make money, yeah, I don't like that. I just don't like it. Okay, when you're a trainer, you're changing someone's whole life. Someone's coming to you, they're unemployed or they're underemployed or they need a better job or their whole career. You're changing their life. That should be your goal. Change people's lives, right? Make a difference in somebody. The money is secondary to that. If you're just there, oh, I'm can only see dollar signs when you see students. I don't like any of that. I just don't like it. And the students there really get hosed on the pay. They get hardly any money. So while you're making tons of money, they're being used to make you money. You aren't really any better than the company because the company's using them, but also are you when you're there only seeing money, and it isn't any good. That's no good. Corey, hello. Thanks for coming in. Why is there hours of service regulation? Because you drive 24 hours a day. Companies would make you drive all the time. U.S. Express, you left, Eric, because their training is bad. You can get a better trainer. I mean, part of it is the trainer, right? Let's be honest about it. Your new driver, you offer dedicated Dollar Tree. I bet nobody wants to be on it. You're going to unload the trailer. What are they paying? That's interesting. Hey, Jay, what does Swift pay a new driver on a dedicated Dollar Tree account? White Knight, U.S. Express, 3,000. If you got enough miles with your student, yeah, 3,000 possible for the trainer. Yes. Day cab hauls milk to stores and distribution of package for them. It's good union job, nice with no layoffs, but you run at night and work on holidays. I don't know about I don't like the holidays necessarily. You probably get paid extra, but if you know that up front and accept it, then you accept it, right? You probably make way better money than most people. Josh, idle anyway. If it's cold enough, what are they going to go through the truck stop and write tickets? Pop-up rest area hot dog stand. Yes, that you might make money at that. Once you get your CDL, what's your best route for a real career? You to figure out what you want to do in trucking. I mean, if you have a family, do you want to be gone? Or do you want to be gone and save money? The best thing is to figure out what you want and go do it. Nobody wants to go to work, no matter what it is, and hate their job every day. You got to love it. Brian, yes, you're offered 33 cents. That is correct. That's what they pay. As a graduate, that's exactly correct. But the trainer, what if you got 33 cents for 6,000 miles as a trainer, plus bonuses when people graduate? You're well past $2,000. Josh, trainers should have a heart for the industry and should have 5 years. I totally agree. 5 years clean. I want you to have 5 years, no tickets or accidents also. Corey, I did I get the CR England contract in regards to no proration? Yes, I thought that was interesting. And they say, like you said, that just changed, that they used to prorate it. But now CR England, by the way, is not prorating their contract. So you leave it 1 day before the end of your contract, you owe the entire contract. So anybody that's there now, keep that in mind. I recommend, if you're already there, to stay through it because they don't prorate the contract at all. That's horrible. The contract's bad enough. Western Express will allow your animals on the truck while training. Yeah, but who wants a team at Western Express? I mean, they don't pay that much even to teams. It's Western Express. I only recommend that to people that are having a problem. Getting somewhere, at least they'll put most people on, and that'll get you experience. There's a safety issue. You could sue the state. Well, no, the states always exempt themselves from lawsuits. They have immunity, so you wouldn't be able to do anything. Have I heard anything bad about ATS? No, I haven't heard anything bad about them. CR England's a pain, yes. Make sure you get a good trainer. It's like hit and miss, though, right? You have no way to get that to start with. You trained with night, and so your trainer did nothing but eat and sleep. That's every driver. That's hilarious. Your job is what you make of it. You go home every night and see your kids, go to work, and have fun on the weekends. Yeah, that's a great job, right? That's awesome. Have I been in the underground caves in Missouri? Yes. Isn't it? There are people that have done videos. I don't have a video of it, but because I wasn't doing videos then. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I recommend everybody go check out the videos that are on of driving around in those caves. It's great. Diligent has a question. All right, well, slap it out there, man. Your trainer here for Mega Care, Adam, right? We doing all right. You don't have to say where you work. You getting any $2,000 checks over there? The U.S. Express trainers get $70 per day that the student is on the truck. All right, so that's interesting. Do they get all miles too? When I did U.S. Express Dollar Tree, you got 49 cents and 220 for the trailer. That's pretty good. Did you consider it a lot of work? Is there any type of program for owner operators to train rookies? A lot of companies that take students allow owner operators to train as well. I don't know. You could do it independently. I mean, you can always hire somebody yourself, but a lot of these companies that take students, and if they'll let owner operators lease on, you can train students through a carrier just like that. Yep. Right, Kevin, you got to complete the entire contract at England, all the way to right through. I'd go probably a day or two past just to make sure, and then get in writing that you're done. Ryan, you're prorated. Also, if you go tonight, they will pay off England's contract if you want out. That's interesting. Although, like Corey said, he did send me the thing that England had changed that recently for people, and they're not prorating the contracts now. You may have gotten in before they did that, and he sent the thing from England. Okay, so, and they say that no longer are they prorating, the contracts over there. So I saw it right from their own hand, as they say. Trainees are not the trainer. Yes. U.S. Express trainee gets 70. Oh, the trainee gets the $70. 175 hours. Then you finish you and Dumb and Dumber trainer. I don't like the two going together. I don't like. And I should put out there that Viraha, the president, wrote back to me that I wasn't right. Two trainees, although they go out together, they don't team for that week. Okay, so I want to put that out there. I changed the description for her. I want to be accurate about that. I still don't like it, right? I don't like that two students go together. How do you learn something from a student? But either way, they only work off of one 14-hour clock. Okay, so I'm just being accurate out there for that. I still don't like it. Okay, Super Trucker, no, we're not done. We'll change slightly, not done at all. $2,000 check. That's what I figure. You run 4,000 miles for $2,000. It's possible, but you don't push your students. Let them drive their amount and then take over when they're done. That's, if you're up, I want the trainer to be up. I want students to be trained. We wouldn't tolerate this anywhere else. Nobody would send their kids to school. And then the kid says, the teacher's gone for this week. We're going to learn from each other. You'd be march down to the school and to have the teacher fired. But we think it's okay here. What if a doctor, you had a surgery and the doctor goes, I'm going to let these two students work on you and they'll just learn from each other and I won't be anywhere here, but they can call me. You would never do it. Never. Should be the same here. Never would you tolerate it. Trainer gets $30 a day if lease up. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I wonder where that would be. So $30 a day, that's not a great lot of extra money. Just called Maverick. They pay $600 while you're training. Trucks are, 14 to 19. That's standard around the industry, right? 2016s come with a fridge on TV. Nice. So that's what we're going to shoot for. All come with an APU and an inverter. So we're all set. $600 a week to start. But later, what do they pay after training? That's the thing. Once you're finished his 90 days probation, I like it written out as probation. Can I go on a ride along with him? That's up to the company, right? So it depends where they are. Ask the company. Each company has their own system of taking passengers or not. Depends where you are. Martin, 3 weeks late. 3 weeks caught me live late because of lack of service. There are no excuses here, right? This is a no excuses kind of place. Holy mackerel. If you want to be a lease operator at CRST, they're forcing them to become trainers for the first month or two because they got all these students. Even though there's no people, they can't find people. There's such a shortage. They have all these students. They don't know what to do with themselves, and they shouldn't have forcing someone to become a trainer. That's not a great idea. What if somebody doesn't want to do it? How great of a trainer are they going to be? They're going to be horrible. They're just going to be. I can't wait to get you out of my truck. Oh my gosh, who would force somebody to be a trainer? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. Is Vera the company that sent the cease? No, they are not. She's actually the president there, quite a nice person, by the way. That's why their video's still up. And I took their original video down. It's not available in the search results or anything. So, because I don't think it's accurate. But subscribe for 3 months. Diligent T2000, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Tell your friends, as they say. Right. If there's no shortage of trucker, why is there so much recruiting? Okay, because there's turnover. You answered your own question. The turnover. There's no shortage, or England wouldn't add beds to their trucks. They have trucks with 3 beds in them. Okay, England couldn't do that if they couldn't get people to put in the trucks that they already had. There are tons of people coming in. Nobody stays because they go to these 10 large companies probably suck up half the trainees and burn them out, and they get spit out of the industry. And so then they can't get people to stay, and they just churn new people in. And it's sad because many of these people would be good drivers and would enjoy driving and being drivers and making a living. But because of their first few experiences, they're out of the industry and they're back doing something else. And they're like, oh, trucking stinks or whatever. And it just doesn't. Their company they went to stinks. You work for Crete and a Friday because you review. All right, you start at 52 cents a mile, Super Trucker. Good. Let me know how it goes, that they're treating you well and everything there. You know, it gets good reviews online, basically, and that's pretty good pay. So thank you for that, and I'm glad I could help. Let everybody know how it goes. You're in your 60th, and I'm thinking about doing some OTR to gain experience. Does age make a difference? No. You're going to be able to get a job, just like anybody else. They basically won't look at your age or anything. That might even help you a little bit because they think, oh, this guy's going to retire. We don't have to pay into his retirement. So, or woman, right? So, you just never know. But no, it shouldn't hurt you. We have drivers in their mid 70s here. One guy I thought he died a couple years ago, but he's still there. So, and he looks, so, we get people, no problem. Trainers, yeah, let the trainers chime in on their pay, right? Every company has a different policy for riders. Some want 6 months. Yeah, each thing is different. So Ivona is totally right, of course. You'll have to just ask and say, hey, when can I go riding along? Some of them don't let you at all. And some say they don't care. So, and some may charge you. There may be a small fee that comes out of his check as well. What do you think about XPO? It's a good company. I deliver there all the time. Some people have written in that said they looked into it and that it paid well, but it seems to pay different in each city. You're home every day there, so that's pretty good. And most of them that I've talked to said they pay hourly plus overtime. Let's see, is that with experience? Exactly. $12.50 a minimum guarantee. That's pretty good, of course. You would like to do 6 months? Does your age? No, it doesn't make any difference, right? XPO, you are a dock worker. I will tell you that is correct. I've seen their ads that say when you come back, you may work the dock. Yes, but you're still paid for that time, and that time is logged. So you may do less road time, but still make road money. You may drive on the road less, like in all this weather that we're having out here, but still get paid, as if somebody else that drove all week. So that's may not be a bad thing, especially in the winter, depending where you are. Brian has it exactly correct. There's no shortage, just a pay shortage. Yeah, forced trainer. Who would force somebody to train? You must train. And they're like, I don't want to. We don't care. Well, what kind of trainer is that going to be? Oh my gosh, it's got to be totally somebody that wants to do it. England, 180% turnover. Oh, that's why they increased their truck beds by 50%. Burnout is an issue. It's not a lifestyle for everyone. That's correct. And a lot of it is people don't realize how long they're gone. When you're gone for 2 weeks, that's a long time. And you come home for 2 days, you only see, some people only see their kids 2 days a month more than I see their kids. So then that is a real problem in the industry. Management at Swift and Troutdale, which is Oregon, right, is safety last. I wonder if they have that on the wall like a slogan. 52 cents. At Crete, it's 50. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. What's the response to that? You're on Walmart dedicated with 3 years. Most people that are on that seem to enjoy it. I will tell you, a ton of people write in from outside carriers on Walmart and like being on the Walmart account. You're thinking about them. You heard it was 47 after 4 months. It depends. What about Frontier Air Trucking? That's a new one. Good afternoon, Tony in Weatherford, Texas. It's 7 degrees here. Thanks for coming in on a frozen Monday. Crete Recruit said it was 50 to 52, maybe 53. Look, it always varies. 52, totally believable. You're okay with most companies. As long as you have a decent record, you can get on with most carriers. But I tell people, look, stay with it. Find a place and stay there. It doesn't matter what it is. Decide what you want to do in driving. What do you want to do? Local, road. Then find a place that fits exactly what you want. Don't just take a place. Call 100 places. Find what you want and stay there. Stay there. Most people are not prepared to work 70 hours a week. Exactly. It's a long week. Oh, well, Al, JB Hunt forgives you for that. Lots of companies are going to hourly rate, but you have to work 50 to 55 hours to get it. Well, 55 hours is less than a lot of people work. And if it's hourly, at least you get paid for all of your time. Trucker Hershey, it is Blue Parrot Day. It is Blue Parrot Day. We're going to give this away today. Cash is King Trucking. All right, good to see you here. What I would say about my union job, I have a pension, something I can work for and look forward to. Yes. Now, my friend is in a union. He gets $35 a month for every year he worked there at retirement. Is that how yours works too? So if you work 10 years, you'd get $350 a month at retirement. So I think that's interesting. And that's on top of Social Security and whatever else he saves, anything like that. That's guaranteed money. I want to do nothing and get paid where to. You can go be a dispatcher at most places and do very little and get paid depending on where you are. If I ever heard of grass mid transport, no, where the heck is that from? 55 hours is an easy week. Yeah, for some people, that is not a bad week. Recruiters are right up there with car salesmen and politicians. They play word games and tell you what you want to hear while twisting the truth. A lot of them, because they get paid when you come in, right? So if you don't come in, they don't get paid. So they got to get you, they'll lie or whatever to get you in. It doesn't do anybody any good. And I don't know why the companies allow it. When they lie to you and you come in and it's different than what they said, you're just going to leave anyway. So I don't know why the companies tolerate it. It doesn't do them any good. You had a PTO recruiter say, don't believe anything a recruiter says. I love it. That's probably the only truthful recruiter there. Recruiters are wannabe dispatchers. Why are there so few drivers using a CB? Aren't they a valuable tool? Yes. I don't know why people don't have a CB. Used to be everybody had a CB. I mean, I remember when everybody had a CB. Now only that one guy that is not wearing women's underwear has a CB. And that's the guy that you don't want to have it. Your 4-year-old Blue Parrot needs an upgrade. Yeah, you need to get a new one. There's a link in the description to go buy yourself one. And they are not sponsored by them, by the way. I'm calling US Express and you want trainer pay. If you go there and be a trainer, you can get trainer pay. But remember, you're taking advantage of students of that place. They don't really pay enough. You love your Cobra 29? Yes, I have a 29 night watch with weather band. I think that's what's the standard basically in the industry. Across the board, that's what most people have. And it's done me well for many, many years. Go spend $150 on a radio. It'll last you for many years. Don't cheap out on it. Mad Melody, thanks for being here today. Good to see you in there today. In Zeeland, Michigan is grass mid. I was kind of thinking Midwest because, I don't know, I was thinking grasslands. I don't know. Exactly. Cash is king. Exactly. That's the problem out there, right? And that's all I hear on there anymore. You can't get a word in edgewise that you're trying to do, but, it's ridiculous. So you have a Bearcat. You have to be different. CB, you have to be a little different than everybody by getting a Bearcat. Most people, let's say, probably have a Cobra CB. But, as long as you get one, at least have a CB. Zeke the Dragon, hey, what's happening out there today? Glad to see you out there today. Craig FX1, first live chat, thank you. And I appreciate that you saying that about the videos. Frank Rich, you made it today off work and getting paid. That's awesome. Oh, you're getting a paid holiday for today? Is that the story? Hey, what's going on, Truckers Coach? Good to see you out there today. Can't leave the CB on for too long, so everyone's screaming. will turn on in bad weather. I'd have it on, but squelched up. But look, I totally agree with you. I don't understand. People listen to this. People want to be treated. This is the same thing that about the strike and everything. People want to be treated like a professional, okay? A licensed professional, which we are, okay? Under 100%. You got to be a professional, and you can't be an idiot just because nobody's looking at you. You can tell those people too. The anonymity of the web and the CB just seems to bring out the worst in people, and I don't know why that is. I don't know what attracts those people to trucking, only because we can hear them. Would that be the entire community of the public? Would they all be like that if they're anonymous? There is a lot of that on the internet because, I get well, a lot of it really. But because I'm on Instagram, if you're not there, that gives me a chance to say that. Come out to my Instagram and my website and everything. So, but I just don't understand it. Why do people have to be like that? Other people in cars, maybe not as much anymore, listen to this and then they're like, oh my gosh, these drivers are idiots. I mean, come on. Be professional. You have to be professional all the time. Okay? To the clerk when you're being loaded, unloaded, to the lady or man that works at the truck stop, the people that do the showers, everybody. Treat everybody correctly, the way you'd want them to treat you. The waitress, come on, people. When training on a truck, you're 20. After 8 hours, you get team. Oh, you get all miles. After they upgrade, you get 450. That's right. Then every month they upgrade for a year. Stay safe, you get 50. So that's a little different, right? England's a penny, right, for every mile that they drive. Each company's different. So, but if the student stays, you get money. And that encourages you, I guess, to stay in touch with them and help them as you should because you train them. And so at least you're getting some money for that. I'm not opposed to trainers getting money. Don't think like, oh, well, Mark doesn't want trainers to be paid. No way. Time is money and trainers should be paid for their time. But they should be professional, they should have experience, and they should do their job, not just see every trainee as like, oh, money. Because a number of people sent me that 3-bunk truck because several people have it up. And I talked to one guy that did the video. I wrote to him. And, he's talking about how much money he can make and I could double my pay and stuff. He wrote me. Well, yeah, okay. I mean, never did he mention to me in an email, I can train students and I can double the amount of people's lives that I change and I'm helping so many more people. None of that. It's all money. And so I don't like that. The money comes with the changing of lives, not because, here's another student I'm going to take advantage of. What happened to the days when truckers honk the horn? I do that. I'm sure everybody does that. Sometimes if you have a Volvo, you got to press on the steering wheel. You look like ridiculous. Or in the international, you get that little bitty square button to honk the horn, which is crazy. We are driver at Honda. Oh, that's pretty good. Paid holiday. 4th of July off and Christmas week and January off paid. That's really good. So is today a paid holiday at Honda? That's awesome. My brother-in-law works at Honda. But he went to work today. So what's the story with that? People entertain you. It can be entertaining, but then all the negativity brings your mind down too, right? And it's not like a motivational positive show, but you gotta, what you fill your mind up with, it turns into, so you gotta kind of fill it with positivity if you want to be positive and stay up in the, in your life and stuff like that. So. Courtesy is a lost art. Yeah, I totally agree with that. How do I feel about sleep study tests you might have to take over if I don't agree with it? I think a sleep study test, although I have no say in it, should only be between you and your doctor. That's it. Any medical decision shouldn't have anything to do with anybody that's not your doctor who's treating you. Even a physician at work doesn't treat you. Because you're big doesn't prove anything. Okay, Schwarzenegger, Mr. Universe, would have been in the sleep study for being obese. Crazy. It's between you and your doctor only. That's the way it should be. Not a company should have no say in it either way. They do, though. Sean, thanks for coming in. What's happening out there? Turn off your lights instead of flashing your beams. Why do people not do that? Is it that more complicated? I totally agree. Ivona, just turn the lights off, please. 3 spoons are better than 2 spoons? Yes. You hit your orange lights. Look, I'd rather you did that than blink your brights at me. Right. Free test, they pay for it. But it should still be between you and your doctor. I mean, a company, especially some dispatcher, whoever's in the company, shouldn't have any say in whether you need some kind of medical test. They're not doctors. And even a doctor there, unless they examine you and you're their patient, they still can't just know something just by looking at a weight. So I would rather it was between you and your doctor only. That's who it should be. All your medical decisions should be between. Oh, some people at Honda volunteered for Fit Cruise. All right. Well, I'm going to ask him if he volunteered. He doesn't seem to be the kind of guy that volunteers. He works at the plant in Ohio where they make Accords. You started driving to shift gears and honk at school kids. Now no more shifting gears. You can only honk at the kids, right? Martin Luther King Day, the banks are closed. It's a federal holiday. So the part of the government that wasn't shut down is closed today. The kid's reaction when you honk your horn makes your day. Yes. I did that as a kid, I'm sure. My dad always had a 23 channel CB, which I still have, our CB that we used to drive around in the 70s, an old Radio Shack realistic CB, which is in storage. And I would talk to the truck drivers back then. My CB handle was Big Mac, which I thought was interesting. But probably can't do that now. It's some kind of copyright. I've had a company ask for access to medical records to give me a disclaimer release to sign. I agree. I mean, what do they need that for? Your doctor, if they sign off and say you're good enough to drive, that should be good enough. Who's going to examine the medical records and what's going to happen to them? They rescheduled, didn't ask again. That's better. Some of the new bulbs don't like it very well. You turn off and on the lights too fast. Yeah, they get brighter slowly. How's Swift's dedicated Dollar Tree account? People seem to like it. People write in and like it. I'm not into the unloading the trailer mode, but some people are. Can trainee sleep in the trailer? I guess if you're stopped, you could. I wouldn't do it. Why would you do it? You can't sleep in it if you're moving, no. Because you can't, only because you can't access the outside from the inside. If the door is closed, you have no way out. I remember that from having pulling a trailer, an RV trailer. If you can get out, you can ride in it. Patient-doctor confidentiality, yes. It should be any medical decision, right, Corey, should be you and your doctor only. That's it. They don't get to say, go take this test. You don't know me. Who are you? You don't know me. Right? That's what we say. My buddy lives in Canada, said their truck's up there. You can't turn the lights off once it's in gear. Why not? My truck has a button on the steering wheel. Cascadies have a button. Do they disable that button in Canada? Oh, the daytime running lights. Because they're required in Canada. No, you can. You should be able to turn them off. Daytime running lights here. Our truck has daytime running lights. Press a button, they go off. Same with the car. There's a button to turn them off and on. I asked your wife. You asked your wife if she has sleep apnea and got mad that I was calling her fat. That was a bad idea. Creep pays for the sleep study and machine needed is $900. You have to pay for it. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Is there any even proof that you're a better driver? Is it safer? Can you strap trainees to the top of the truck as long as you do not exceed 13.6? We all know 13.6 is the legal limit. Otherwise, you need a permit. So then you'd have to get a permit. They flash their brights. I think them with load lights. Oh, yeah, nice. That's a good way to do it. Get the LED one, super bright. You're in Alabama. They make the Pilot Odyssey in Ridgeline. Okay, maybe different. Yeah, he paints the Accords up here. And I know he went to work because he was griping about how cold it was over in Ohio, 9 below. What happened to the crap company? So it will probably be back in a slightly different format. There was a company that got all butthurt about it. I did a video about it. And said, we're mad at you and to stop saying things that are public. So a couple of attorneys contacted me after that and said, hey, you can still do this. This is how you do it and that. So I'm working on changing the format around a little bit, but something similar will be back because we still need to get this information out. Information that's public needs to be put out there for everybody to see, to be directed to. And there's going to be a website. I'm going to have a page up there with acceptable, a line above and below line, kind of acceptable and not acceptable to give people an idea of where they might want to call first. Your CDL school asked for your medical records from the physical just to start. Forget that. CDL school, what are they going to do with it? Yeah, Al, I do freeze sometimes. I don't know why. I'm not that much on technology, I guess. I have the router right here. I can touch it. I move it back here, so it's the best I can do at the moment. make sure you go to a company with a credible training program. You're going to want a company that does not do trainee on trainee training, which is a lot of T's. But you don't want to go out with another student. They're not going to be able to teach you. And you don't want the trainer to sleep. That's what I think. That's what I think. If the trainer is sleeping, you're not learning. They're sleeping. Why couldn't I train you then if I'm in bed? I don't like it. I would rather the trainer was up the whole time that you're driving. They wanted to ban trucks. Yes, Al, I did see that Georgia lawmakers were trying to ban trucks on all roads unless you had a delivery. I posted that on my Facebook page, and probably within a couple of hours, they were back. They said, "Oh, we're done. We're not going to do that anymore." So they're not going to ban trucks after all. I guess they got a lot of grief about it. Kim got a load from North Carolina, all the way to Atlanta. Oh, all the way in Forest Park, and I just left now, and they want me there by 3 p.m. Well, you guess you better get on with it, because you got an hour. You may run a little late. Okay, Roger Penske. Well, the crab company have the fart sound, and Ivona said she enjoys that sound as well. The only reason that sound was in there, for a reason that I don't know, because I guess I'm an idiot on this stuff. I had a video editor where I could add sounds, and it doesn't work. It's not allowing me to upload the videos to the web. So I had to switch to another editor to get them uploaded, and there's no sounds in. I can't add sounds to it. That's why the beginning's a little different in it and stuff, because it's a few different things in it. So I'm working on getting sounds on it. I've upgraded to TubeBuddy, which has sounds. That'll allow me to download sounds that are free, so I don't get in trouble that way. And I'm working on getting sounds added to new videos and the GIFs and stuff like that in there. So I'm working on it. Super Trucker. You love the crab company of the week. Yeah, don't despair yet, right? We're not done yet. And late, buddy, you could get a note. Joshua the Tanker. Yeah, what's up with that? You already got demerits. Ivona's on top of it today. Gave you your demerits. So you're going to be held after pretty soon here. Is Swift dedicated any good? It seems that if you can get on a Swift dedicated account that runs Walmart or whatever, people seem to like it. They write in and say, yeah, you're at a large place with a lot of benefits because it's so big, but you're not working in general freight. So I get a lot of letters that say yes. So yeah, I think so. Make sure what they're doing when you get home, all that stuff, but sure. And that's with any company, right? You ran into that, Amanda, on your DOT physical at the School for U.S. Express and was disqualified for 3 months because of your A1C when your doctor said I was fine. So how does an A1C, that's part of diabetes, right? And you don't have to say here, I'm just thinking to myself about a medical record. Is that a disqualifying thing? Well, actually, it doesn't matter. A company can disqualify you for reasons even though you're otherwise qualified. So that's an interesting way to do it. I still think it should be between you and your doctor, no matter what the company says. If they say you're good, that would be good enough for me. Kenworth, well, we'll take your word for that. I don't ever really get into that here, certainly. Almost down to where PA said I needed to be. All right. Best bet is to go to regular CDL school outside of a company. Yes, Kim, exactly. And then go to smaller, more regional company, maybe. Not necessarily 20 trucks, but small, like 600 trucks, which would be a lot of trucks, right? And small, and they'll give you the best. The thing about, you should always, if you can, go to school outside of a company. See if your Department of Unemployment will pay for it. Some will. And that's always the best way. Then you get the choice of where to go. And what company you go to beyond that depends on what you want, what you need out of the industry, and what you're looking for, and really also what's around you. Some people live in East Armpit Nowhere land. They only can go to Joe's Trucking. It's got 4 trucks. Yep, got 4 trucks. Come on over. That's an exact impersonation of Joe, by the way. You don't know him, but that was really good. He'd really like that. I could choose Smith Solomon or AAA Trucking, and third is not known, but all state approved. Do companies look for certain schools? Companies look for schools that are like certified or do 160 hours of training or whatever. Most schools are okay. Find the company that you want to go to and ask them if that school's okay. Dedicated runs are the best, Al. I agree. General freight is like the worst way to make money in trucking. You never know what you're doing. Atlanta is horrible. I had to go there 3 times doing Home Depot dedicated for Schneider. Yikes. Hopefully you ran at night at least. So I'm snuck through there many times at night, right, and hoping not to get stopped. All right through town rather than going around. Swift offered dedicated 41 cents a mile for 1,600 miles a week. Yikes. What else do you do? Have to unload trailer. Okay, so you get unload 200 to do the trailer. New grad, no experience. Well, what? 41 cents is 540 plus 200 is 740. How many trailers do you do a week? That depends. Depends how many trailers you get. One trailer 740 plus stops. So if you can do a couple of trailers, yeah, you got it made. 3 trailers. A1C is the 3-month average has to be below 7.5. That's interesting. I didn't know anything about that, being not a doctor or anything. So if it's too high, I mean, really, look, if it's too high, you should probably get it fixed or whatever, right? Go do whatever it does to fix it. Because I need all the viewers I can get. Well, look, we don't want anybody being sick, right? Being sick would be horrible. So, because that really impacts your paycheck. Unless you like a change of scenery, not knowing what you make. Ivona, I cannot tell you the people that come here for dedicated and then don't like it. I can't do the same thing every day. I'm like, why not? You get a check every week. So, but tons of people don't like it. Be careful if you tried Werner and it did not work out for you, right? The AB thing just blew up. It was crazy. So now you're back doing reefer over the road at Schugel, J.R. Schugel. What do you think about it over there? Although we thought Werner was good here for a little bit. My brother got his through WIA and went immediately making $1,300 a week locally. If you can get some kind of unemployment or workforce development, whatever it is in your state to pay the truck school, do it. Even if they'll pay 90% of it, get the rest of it yourself. Then you don't have to worry about going to a certain place. Atlanta is a nightmare, yes. Like one of the worst cities to drive in. Roadmaster, you can always pay up front. Check the state first. If you have the money, even if you have the money, the state might pay for it for nothing, give you a grant for it that you never have to pay back. That's better than paying. If your A1C is too high in your type 1, it could be a disqualification. Anything that can cause you to lose consciousness, that's interesting, could be a disqualifying issue. All right, that sounds good, right? So that'd be something you'd want to get fixed anyway, right? You're going to want to get that solved. You like general freight and don't get bored? It's for some people, but for a steady check, let's put it that way, you're better off on a regular account. But because general freight can be up and down, right? A dedicated, same thing every week, same check every week. You had a dedicated Werner, but was different. Boy, these large companies do like everything, right? Your A1C is close to being under 7. 5 weeks should do it, plus have a new med started. Good. I mean, if it's some kind of consciousness or whatever, get that down to whatever it's supposed to be. Holy mackerel. Being sick, that's no good, right? We got 80 more years to live here. Holy moly, there's thousands of companies we have to go through. Hello from Red Wine, Lindahl. What's going on? Hope your day is a blessing. The Red Wines, I should say. Sorry, right? Yes, day is going great here and the regular Monday show. If your A1C is 7.5, you get a 90-day. Oh, a lot of places don't like a 90-day card. You know, they get really gripey if you get less than a year. They're like, stop with the 90-day thing, you know? So, plus, you want an medical card or not, right? Get healthy, right? We want to get you healthy, regardless of a card. I mean, geez, because if you're dead, it's tough to make money, unless you're Elvis. Let's see. Anybody else get hung up on Saturday on 57? I was watching it, Ivona. I made it home about 2 a.m. Saturday morning, and it had not started snowing here yet. It was going to snow in like 2 hours. Bingo, right? Went to bed. When I got up, holy mackerel, the whole map was full of red everywhere. It looked like a disaster. Under 7 is controlled, all right. You got the Hope Scholarship in Georgia and paid for your trucking school at a technical college. So you had no cost and no payback. So you can go anywhere you want and not have to worry about the truck school. That kind of thing there, you know, can change your entire life. You don't have to be bound to one place. You can take the time while you're in school to find a good place, a good fit for you. Easy to fix A1C. Took your once a week shot, no insulin. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so you probably, Roger Penske, which I appreciate always being here, you probably have access to different things. I know the people that you're with out there can probably access different things, in ways that other people don't have. If you know what I'm saying. Governor was good for first week, then started sitting me for a day and a half. For twice a week, and layover pays 100. You can make more money in the day getting paid cents per mile. Yeah, sitting is the bane of the industry. That's why I talk about this layover and stuff. You should get a day's pay. That's what I would like to see from places. So far, there's not that many doing it, unless you're on a salary or a guarantee. That's why I like a salary and a guarantee. So, my example is Newsbomb pays $250 a day. So if you sit somewhere, you get $250. Not bad. So that's why I send people over there. You don't have to worry that you're going to sit in a dock or you're going to sit without a load and not make any money because you're out. You got to guard their truck, a couple $100,000, right? And still sitting away from your family. That should be worth something. Make them pay for it. Why is it so cold? Where'd the global warming go? It isn't here, and it isn't by you and Mr. Canada, right? It's nowhere around. Werner's offered a lot of, they have all these dedicated, exactly. They have tons of dedicated. Large companies, all of them do this, not just Werner. Quick question, is the trailer ABS light on being an offense? The one on the outside, we had a person get a ticket for it. So I know they at least pull you over and write you up because it's malfunctioning and the light's on. I'll tell you what, this is not something you should do. But to stop getting pulled over on the side of the road for it, if you were to unplug that light on the back of the trailer, it wouldn't be on. Now, that's not right to do because the light's not on and you can't see it. So I would say probably don't do that. Don't go out there and turn it on. Don't go unplug it. Don't do it. Quality carriers for crap company? I don't know about that. What's wrong with them? What people say, what is the issue there? What's the issue? Was considering changing, but after think you're better off than most, now you're reconsidering it. Don't change for $5, right? Make sure it's something, change for the right reason. Get the place you want to get to. With your absorbable amount of income and advances in a modern science, it's foolish to think I can't live another 100 years. Exactly, cash is king. You got at least 100 years coming, at least. Most of them you'll be spent fixing your truck, right? Because I watched those videos. Oh my gosh, that was a tough week for you, and I feel bad for you, believe me. ABS can put you out of service. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if it's an out of service, maybe. I know that just the light being on to pull over, but if the light wasn't on, it wouldn't know the light was on to pull you over, certainly. Most Schneider trailers have the ABS light unplugged. That's why, because the light is on. And so if you plugged it in, it probably went back on. You want out of the truck and into software. I'll get there one day. You might. That is the future. We'll all just live in the computers. Not that anyone else who had the trailer before you would have unplugged your ABS light. No, the wind. The wind can pull those cords out. The wind can happen. ABS is 12 points. Okay, for driver and carrier. I knew it'd be some kind of points. Amanda's saying in California, it'll shut you down. That's no good. So, but just driving by. See, the thing it should be fixed, of course. But what I'm trying to avoid during that time is that light being on. So if the light is off and you just drive by, they wouldn't see that it's on. So there's that. That might be a way to get it somewhere so you don't get points on the way to getting it fixed. You tried Newsbomb and they don't hire in your area. I will say, Kim, Newsbomb does not hire all around the United States. They're in Illinois. The closer you are to the terminal, the more often you can get home, and they do have a limited hiring area. I will say that. How do you log stopped in road for wreck but not involved in the wreck? Well, legally, if you're behind the wheels, how do they put it? If you're behind the wheel and ready to drive, it's driving time, especially if you're on the road. Now, nobody logs it like that, and I would say most people probably go off duty there. But if nothing else, the thing automatically puts you on duty, which is where I leave it. But legally, if you're in the road waiting to drive, you're driving. Legally. Unplugging can also screw the next and put you out of service because it means breakdowns are considered not working. It can. You could plug it back in when you park it. I'm not telling you not to fix it. Okay, I'm not saying it to hose the next person. I hate that. I pick up trailers all the time that have problems. It's super annoying. But I'm telling you to get to somewhere so the light isn't on. Unplug it. James, it could be. Yeah. Sometimes you clean that center pin on the electrical pin, the ABS reset and goes out. You can clean, right. WD-40 works in there too. True. It depends on the trailer. You get an older trailer, sometimes it comes on. I don't know. They don't talk to each other correctly. But what do I know? I can't even get a video editor working. If you note that the ABS light is on in your log and you notify your company, you have a plan to get it fixed. Most of them will not write you a ticket. That's correct. The thing is, the companies don't like to just pull you into place and fix that. And so you noted it was a problem and left with it anyway. You don't want the officer to write you a ticket. It's a crapshoot, right? You never know. The wind, yeah, Michael, the wind. The wind is known for pulling those things. I don't know what we're laughing about. That's a known fact. I looked it up on the web. Okay, if it's on the internet, it has to be true. Al Gore said that. Okay, there's politics for the day. What if I have to sit and wait for a load to be ready? If you're sitting and waiting, that's on duty time. Unless you're in the sleeper, you could log sleeper time if you're resting in or upon the sleeper, is what it says. So if you go into a legal sleeper berth, you could put that as sleeper berth time. Yes, Kim, exactly. Do not in any way unplug that. It would not be right. It's either off-duty creeping. Well, off-duty creeping is driving, of course, or just part of trucking, which is more like it, right? Legally, if you're driving the truck, it's driving. You can't creep along off duty legally. All right. If standards are so high for a driver, then how do they find medically healthy, fit people with experience to fill the job? In the city, most drivers look. I had a 2-year physical. I don't know what you're trying to say. Okay, I get a 2-year physical every year. So booyah. But look, you don't have to be like Superman to drive a truck either. You don't have to be like a workout 20 times a month to do it. But I get a 2-year physical. Lots of people can drive. There's tons of people coming in the industry that pass, no problem. So you take a nap while they load you. That's sleeper time, correct? If you're in a sleeper. Can't log sleeper in a day cab, certainly. You noticed it was on after you were driving for a couple hours. It could have just come on. You have them, and we'll go over railroad tracks. I hit tracks, bingo, lights on. I'm like, well, crap, right. Your physical's up for renewal. I hope your company pays for it. And they pay you to go there. Peterbilt, hey, what's going on? You better not be in class right now. It's 7 degrees here. Nice. I wish you went to 3 or 4 year physical. Yeah, I wish they made people in a car get a physical and drive a motorhome. You can buy a motorhome that's made from a Greyhound bus chassis and drive it on a car license. But the same thing, you need a CDL with passenger endorsement and air brakes to drive if you're getting paid for it. It doesn't make any sense with a physical. You work as security at Produce Cooler every night. I watch trucks come in and out, a lot of them waiting near 24. Yikes. Hey, thank you, Never, STL, and Philly. Thank you very much. I appreciate that today. Who's waiting 24 hours? It's $100 and done during unpaid home time. Unpaid home time. Well, it's $100. It's paid time, right? There are drivers that can barely get into their trucks. They pass the DOT physical. Look, we have one guy, all right, 6X. All right, that's big. So we had to special order uniforms and stuff. So I don't know what to say, because they'll give you clothes here, 6X, but they had to special order them. So he passes a physical. They're double standard, Al. Double standard, the physical cost. Oh, all right. They should pay for it. If not, theoretically, it'd be tax deductible if you can itemize, right? If you have to pay for it yourself. Sergeant Sparky, it's warm in Mississippi. When you become an owner of Rednet Trucking, that somebody may already have that. I think those guys are going to shut the highway down in April. Any good companies on the West Coast? I've looked into Freymiller. They run out west. And Martin. Martin for sure has terminals out west, which was just featured on the channel a week or two ago. Although I think you need experience at Martin. So Freymiller will take you. And I've heard some good stuff about that. It's been really hard to find a good place out west. I don't understand it. You've sat 2 days waiting for your load to get killed when I pulled reefer. Oh, yeah, but still, that's a long time. But are you going to get, they better pay you 2 days of pay. 2 days of pay. That's crazy. I've never sat 2 days. I've sat probably close to a day at Kraft, which is the worst that I've ever had. But that's just ridiculous. You make more than $100 from getting it. Yes. Blood pressure goes up with heavy people. It can. I agree. But I do get a 2-year physical, okay? But still being just in my extreme upper 30s, I guess as I probably get older, that might change. But I get a 2-year physical at the moment. Walk every day. You should get out and walk. It's good for you anyway. Get your circulation going. You can think about all the horrible companies that you're not working at. Get your physical car. Should I go or should I now? I've had 5 physicals this year. Wow. Took a sleep apnea test. Wow. And came up negative. Good. So now you just hand that in every time you go in. Yeah, everywhere you go, they won't take your old physical. They want to give you a new physical, which doesn't make any sense to me. What's the of buying a newer truck? Again, because they don't last as long? I don't know. I haven't any problems with this truck. It's an 18. We got some 19s in too. Exciting. They were sitting there in the yard Friday. So I guess they're snowed on. So we have some brand new trucks. I won't be getting one, but they didn't change any. The Cascadia, I poked around in it. Looks the same to me. But super exciting. Does anyone know it's too cold to walk? Yeah, it's too cold to walk today. Does anyone know the pay for, let's see, where am I? I think I went off the air here. The screen down here is off for a moment, so I can't read the comments as that comes on. So, look, I'm going to get into, I think, this giveaway here while I get my comments back up. There we go. Does anyone know the pay for tank drivers for Halliburton? Asked at interview. Why not transparent? I don't like that. I don't like it. They do pay. I'm going to say they pay good. But, I don't like them not telling you. I don't like it. Is that automatically included in a CDL? No, air brakes is a separate test you have to take, right? But not with the CDLB. Yeah, they make you take a separate test because not all B licenses need it, right? If a new company makes you get a new physical and does not accept your current one, they should pay it. I totally agree. They should pay it. Why don't they pay it? I don't know. Well, I have a giveaway today. I want to get that started because I'm going to give away this Blue Parrot, right? C400 XT. It's brand new in the box. Compliments of Blue Parrot. I have to say that the rules are no purchase necessary or YouTube will gripe at me. YouTube does not sponsor this, right? Okay, so they're not part of it. Blue Parrot gave me that headset, but I did not pay for it, but they do not sponsor this. Okay, so we're going to say that too. I have a random number generator here where I'm going to generate a random number, which is 20. The number is 20 on a number generator. And then I am going to write that down so I don't forget it. All right. Then there's no purchase necessary. I think I said that. And I'm going to set a timer, right? Now, I cannot see this timer. People say, oh, when's it going off? I park it over there and turn it around. All right. So when this goes off, then I'll need you to either put in your zip code or city and state here on the comments. So you'll need to be here on the comments. And then you email me this week. You have 5 days, okay, to email me. And the rules are in the description because they have to be. Your address, and I will mail it to you at no cost. And as I found out from the last one, if you send me a P.O. box, that's no problem. But it has to go by the post office. And it took 8 days to get somewhere. So remember, if you don't have a home address, it's going to take a long time. It goes UPS normally, but it takes longer for the post office because they're horrible. So we're just going to spin it around and sit it over here, and it's turned around. I can't see it. So when it goes off, then we will give away the headset. All right. Is the headset good? Hey, is Blue Parrot good? All right. As I reach in a weird way, it's the C400 XT. Okay. So there it is right there. And it's brand new. I have not opened this one up. So who doesn't like a Blue Parrot? These are like $140 on their site. So, that's pretty good. And they sent that to me at no cost because they love drivers. Blue Parrot loves drivers. I think they're the best headsets going, and they don't even pay me to say it. So if they paid me, I'd say even more better things about them. But no, seriously, though, they don't pay me to say it. I like them, and everybody pretty much agrees. So you don't have to put your zip code in yet. That comes in after you're the winner. So that's how that'll go. So you're at Georgia Driving Academy, looking forward to a career change. Good. Let us know where you decide to go. I think that you're going to really like it. So, really, does Halliburton pay overtime? Probably if you get hourly, they probably will, right? What about Blue Tiger? I don't know about Blue Tiger, right? Blue Parrot is the standard of the industry. They make all different kinds of headsets, all the way up to the 550, which is voice activated. This one's not, but they have all different kinds of headsets. Blue Parrot, standard of the industry, been out many, many years. Love them. Everybody loves them. Your TMC is good. What is my opinion? No, thank you. I'm not making my bed every day for a company that flips a quarter on my bed. Just not doing it. I'm not 4 years old, right? Is Blue Parrot a sponsor now? Blue Parrot provided the headsets. That's all they've done is provide the headsets at this point. They sent a number of them. I've given other ones away, and there'll be another giveaway yet. So I don't know if we'll call that a sponsor or not, okay? But they wanted to send headsets to give away to all the viewers, so there you go. That's what we'll say. That's what we're saying is they don't pay me any money, so, but they sent the headsets at no cost. So pretty nice of them, all right? Have found tickets for the truck show at the TA on I-57. That's pretty good. Mats, don't forget about the Mid-America Truck Show. If you haven't gotten your tickets, I don't have the link in this description, which I should have put in there. Go look up Mid-America Truck Show on, just Google it up and register. Come on down. It's the last weekend of March. Come on down and say hi. I'm going to be down there Friday, Saturday. I'll tell you, I've already got a room. If you're going to get a room, get it, because the rooms are filling up fast. I was looking at it. So if you need a motel room there, they have truck parking as well. You can also park your truck there and come on in. So I hope you'll come down. It's free if you get tickets in advance. But if you buy the tickets at the door, they're $10. So if you're thinking about going, register now and get your tickets for free. You should get trucker-friendly sponsors. I'm working on it, right? Like this. They should have sent 100 headsets. Yeah, I'll pass that on to them. Why don't you send me 100 of these? See what they say, $1,000 worth of headsets. But yeah, I'm going to try and get some more stuff and all that. Absolutely right. You've been with your company 7 years and they're installing drive cams. What do you think? Is it worth leaving? That's an interesting question. Wish you could go to the truck show. Yeah, you need to come on down. 72,000 of your friends will be there. You had a chance to check out Coil Trucking. I'll have to, let me write. This week with the whole thing has been crazy. Believe me, it was a nut house here. ABS is not required, so if you don't have it, but that's the thing about that. Lights, like say you add extra lights to your truck, they have to work. So if you add a light that isn't required and it doesn't work, it's still a burned out light. So that's a real problem. Free stuff rocks. I totally agree. They are like, hey, here's some headsets to give away. I'm like, that's awesome. Laystrom, thank you very much. So do they have truck parking? Yes, as Ivona says, they have free truck parking there. And on the website, if you go to the Mid-America Truck Show website, there's a map and instructions on how to park there and the whole deal. So you can see it all there. No tarp pay. Oh, they don't give you tarp pay over there at TMC? That's no good. Steven, you appreciate the PTL. I might not be the best, but with a recent criminal history, they've given you a great company. Yes. Oh, you have forward-facing at PTL? I don't mind the forward-facing at all cameras. In fact, I like them. And they're not the best. But if you have an issue, I mean, look, I've sent people to Western Express because even though I don't like it, they'll at least put you to work, and that can get you experience, and then you can move on if you don't like it, and you may end up liking it. Even bad companies can be a good place to work. They can. Just for most people, it's probably not a route to go. But if they'll put you to work, I mean, that's better than not working. Why am I not in management for the trucker side? Well, like at work, going to management? No, thanks. No tarp pay, no work. I don't like it. Why don't they pay you more? Rob, my live stream is fun. I appreciate it. I love doing it, really. I got to thank Jay, really, at Auto Transport Intel. You know, his show's on Tuesday, and I always say that, right, at 8 p.m. Central, which you should watch here on YouTube. He's the one that really encouraged me to do the live show. So I did a couple, and I'm like, I don't know. And he's got, no, do the live shows. You'll really like it, and you're really good. So I said, all right, and I've done them ever since. So much thanks to Jay. I hope he's watching the show. Wonder, does fuel mods matters at car haulers since most of the companies run long hood? Yeah, it's not going to make any difference in that truck for car hauling or anything really. News Channel 3 in Mount Vernon did a story about the snowstorm. Yeah, TV 18 was out here. I guess they send the reporter that just started, that has the least amount of seniority, and they send her out. Hey, why don't you go out in the blizzard and go check out the storm? I will say it only went 4 inches here, 4.1 inches, less than the Saturday before. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. After you gain experience, you can go anywhere you want. Yeah, you can leave, or maybe they have a dedicated run you like and you stay. Find a place you like, though, everybody, and stay there. You'll do much better. Got potatoes in Cleveland and drop Wednesday, just like 3 days home. Nice. It is the best money you've made, yes. You cover the camera facing you, the company hasn't said anything. Eventually, they might. I mean, it depends on their policy, Everyone chats more for free stuff. Look, I don't blame everybody. Absolutely. That's what we're all here for. How about some trucking association? Oh, that'd be great. I could go work for the ATA. Oh my gosh. Hey guys. They're like, holy cripes, get this guy out of here. I'm the witness protection program when Western Express offered you a job. Well, like they'll offer everybody. They don't care that much about, they'll offer most people a job. That's why I send people that say, I have these things on my record or whatever. I'm like, well, you may want to check out Western. At least you're back in the industry and getting experience. You would love another Blue Parrot? Yeah, who wouldn't? Are they not great? Come on, everybody loves Blue Parrot. There is a link in the description, which I do not get paid any money for, to their website. If you want to check out all their other products, I put that there because I love them, okay? They're not paying me for it. And you can see all their other products, and you can buy them right there and stuff like that. So, you've never won anything in your life. Oh, everybody's a winner here. Don't plan on winning the headset? That's all right. Hey, you never know how it goes, right? Consider that's a better chance than the lottery. Is Cypress Trucking? Wow. Trains you? Cypress trains you? Where are they from? They don't pay enough to watch you. Well, in Ivona, okay, the day the camera faces you is your last day. But is that true? We have about 10% of our trucks now have these cameras, and so far, nobody's quit. Everybody says they'll quit, but then they don't quit. So, and other companies are seeing 5 to 8% quit time, according to, stuff that I've read. So, would you quit? And, would you really quit? It's a pain to quit. So, Martin Dirks, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jeff, Blue Parrot rocks. I agree, right? Oh, your girl won a gift card. That's great. They're great. Yours is 8 years old. Yeah, look, they last forever. Aren't cameras an invasion of privacy? Yeah, but they're allowed in the United States. You're at work. Western got a hold of your number years ago and called you every other week to offer you a job that you didn't even ask for. Isn't that great? You get called, you don't even want to work there. They go, heck, come on over anyway. Cypress is in Florida. Oh, another place in Florida that trains. That's pretty good. Try you quit that day, and you'll have a job the next. I agree. I'm not saying there aren't jobs. I'm wondering, would you actually do it? Would you actually quit? All right. Yeah, Ivona, look, I don't ever ask for that. I do appreciate it. Believe me. You're never going to drive for a company that runs automatics because you don't want restrictions. By the time you get your license, it's going to be tough for you to not run for a company that runs automatics. I mean, they're coming fast. Can they record audio in the truck without some kind of consent? Yes, because you're at work. So, and generally, from what I've seen of the companies, they do make you sign something. Plus, the thing's right in front of you, really. But all the ones that I've seen, they have a thing for you to sign. Okay? Oh, you got yourself a dash cam? Which one did you get, and do you like it? Bomani or Asto? Oh, thanks you very much. I appreciate it. I need that today. It's super cold here. Yes, the ticking makes you nervous. I can't even see it. Literally, can't see it. So, Jim Paul, really, they're doing a lot of leasing. I've seen a lot of ads for leasing for them. It seems creepy. It does seem creepy, but people in warehouses are generally watched. The people at most workplaces are watched by cameras. So, I don't like it. I don't only like the one facing out. That I don't mind. And I really don't like that 100% because you can't access it on the spot. You go through a light, and somebody runs a red light and you get an accident. You want to be able to show the cop right on the spot. Oh, take a look at this. Look at this right here. This light, so you can't access it right there. I wish there was a way for you to access it. That'd be even better. So getting your own is a better deal. You randomly curse at your dispatch for chuckles because you know they're listening. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Do weird stuff in there. Give them something to watch. Tape over it. Some companies will fire you for it. I think you're going to go to third-party school. You could train on a manual. You could do that and get your license. And be sure to, as everybody, call the State Department of Unemployment. Get them to pay for it. Don't pay for it yourself. Get a grant. Get it paid for. Then you can go work wherever you want to work. Leasing is a scam. I totally agree. The Rand McNally 300 bought a bigger memory card, which would only record for 2 hours. Well, but isn't that enough? Or are you using these for like videos or something? It would seem like 2 hours would be plenty of time. You only need to go back a little bit of time for an accident, right? I mean, let's look at it this way. The more video that you have in that card, the more of it will be used against you in a case or whatever. They could see you doing something unsafe 30 minutes ago and say, well, look at this driver, because the total contents of that card will be subpoenaed if you were to be in a large accident and, get into a court case, whether you were at fault or not, if you had to go to court. So maybe the less information, the better. It's something to consider. How do meals work when driving over the road? Do company gives driver a daily budget? All right, that's good. No, you buy your own meals. I do know one driver I've talked to. He's not on here today, so I'm not going to say his name. But his company pays him meals, and it's a really good place. So, but no, you're buying your own meals. Look for a couple of $100 a week on the road at least. 338,000 for 5 years. Oh, nice. That's like twice the price of the truck. That's awesome. You got to do crap jobs to get experience. You don't really have to. I mean, you can go to a much better place and get experience that way, right? Always test on a manual if you can do it. I agree. You called Wiltrans the other day and they told me you had to have 2 years experience to work for them. Really? They run ads for students. They're part of Prime. Holy moly. Well, good that they hung up on you. That's the best thing that ever happened in your life. That's set up for a trigger by G-Force. Yeah. Do I know anybody who moved into trucking from the railway industry? I don't know. I mean, no, I don't personally know anybody. People move in from all kinds of industries, though. Is it a good idea? It depends. Do you not like working in the rail industry? Depends what you're doing. Do you like what you're doing? That's half of your life. I mean, come on. It snatches time before and after an incident, but we don't want that hour, 2 hours before that to be on that card, and then the card gets subpoenaed, and then because you did something stupid, that looks bad against you. That's all I'm saying. I know Werner used to run cab overs. Yes, a long time ago. Not sure if they still have them. No, not what I've seen. Former Werner driver told me, yeah, look, everybody used to run cab overs back then. Absolutely. Well, not just Werner. We were all in them. Who pays for meals? You pay for meals. The roller wieners are on you. Save up your points on the truck card and you can get some roller wieners for no charge. Get a microwave to meal prep at home. That's a way to do it. You switch from EFS to Condata. There should be more places to fuel then. Cab overs rock. Nice. You very rarely see them. Gets a good leg workout climbing up that ladder. When Knight took over Swift, they shut off the camera. Yes. You were allowed to cover it. Yeah, I know. That's the amazing thing about it. Even Swift is like, oh, no, we're not going to have a camera pointing at the driver. I mean, that should be enough for the rest of the industry right there. Oh, now you can use the Scale app. Oh, and pay for it with the card. That's a good idea. Truck stops are expensive. Yes. Wiltrans shouldn't be hanging them up on anyone. Who are they to hang up on somebody? Or of the Mrs. portion leftovers and freeze it. Oh, the Mrs. Nice. That sounds like the 70s. The Mrs. Portion my leftovers and freeze them immediately. As a shoe comes flying this way at me, right? Oh my gosh. Hourly is the only way to truck. I would like everyone to be paid by the hour and get overtime pay. Wiltran says all their trucks full. Wow. They're still running ads? Their ads still come up, I guess because I called them, but their ads still come up all the time. Jim Palmer's the division of Wiltrans, and they hire and train drivers. That's what I'm saying. Eric loves to truck. Who doesn't love trucking? Heavy haul can be great. Yeah, I've only run a couple of large loads, and that was some time ago. If you love what you do, you only work a day in your life. Yes. Companies can't pay for my meals now and just deduct it out of my paycheck later. No. Companies will not do that. Most companies give you in advance. Let's say that. It varies from $100 to so much a mile. Each company has a little different policy, but some companies will advance you money every week. So there's that. Usually they charge you a little for it, $1. Some of them are free, a few dollars. So you usually can get it in advance. Werner's mediocre at best. No cab overs though. Check out Grassmid. I'm going to write this down because it was a disaster. That's a great video. Oh, look, Mark's writing stuff down. That's awesome. Mine's louder the last couple of minutes. Yeah, exactly. I highly recommend getting the CDL without restrictions. I recommend it. I totally recommend that if you can do it. I just don't think it's as big a problem as it used to be. I see in companies' ads now, oh, we will take an automatic restriction. So they're starting to run in the ads that they'll take it. So I don't think it's as big a problem as it was. But get the no restriction if possible, certainly. Claim meals back from paid taxes. Can't do that anymore. Sorry, we don't get the per diem, meal per diem anymore. So this starts the second year when you don't get to do it. So nope, not happening. It's no longer allowed for company drivers. If driver shortage is fake, why the news and mega carriers keep pushing it so that they can get new drivers in and not pay them anything and say, well, there's a shortage, so you got to come in new. We don't pay anything. It's totally fake. Or England couldn't put 3 people in a truck. They wouldn't have anybody. The trucks would be empty. It's snowing up. Hey, Mark, it's snowing up there. Yikes. Is it snowing? No. It is sunny today, and it was 7 when I started this. So it snowed yesterday. Roads are clear today. You looked on the website and saw no company suggestions. I have the whole list of companies doing it better and a list of phone numbers, and there's going to be another page with like a line, above and below the line kind of thing coming. Is it possible to add too much power service to your tank? Not according to the bottle. The bottle says you can run 100% power service. It's some kind of petroleum product, so I don't think so. I've never put more than like a bottle on each side, I think, which is probably double what it says. So, but no, I don't think you can over power service it. A good video would be explaining the difference between driving over the road and the equivalent of a train operator. Oh, you know, like where they sleep, how do they eat? I don't know. I don't know where train operators sleep. Don't they stop and get a motel? I see these little vans picking them up. Don't they go to a motel or something? See, I don't know that side of it. How can one with a CDL traveling in a personal vehicle be charged with a crime of speeding when it does not apply according to Maine law to personal vehicles? I don't exactly know what you mean by that. I mean, does Maine have split speed limits and you're over one but not over the other one? I don't exactly know where that's going. Get your weights and find a place to adjust. Yes. Trucker food stamp from Loves are great. Yes. Look, you can pay for your meals through the Loves card and all these other cards. That's another way to do it. But remember, no deduction. So tax things are coming in. No per diem for company drivers. Don't start with the per diem on it. You don't get to deduct it for last year and this year and all that. So there's no more of that. Any news on parking? Stephen, it's going to be years before they solve anything. They're going to do some kind of study about parking and all that. It's years and years. How much by the hour should a driver get? Well, 20 plus, $25 plus overtime. Always overtime. $25, 1,000 for 40 hours, right? Then overtime, $1,500, $1,800 a week hourly. Eat out of your truck is cheaper, certainly. There's still lots of smaller companies who run manuals. Yeah, they'll be that forever. I just don't think it's as big of a restriction as it used to be. Cutting bread from your food is hard, but it's your best chance watching what you eat, like broccoli. And ironically, your name is Death Proof. So broccoli and death in the same sentence. Drive for Crete. It can. I think it's good. Southern route. I appreciate that. Kim says Schneider and Warner still have a couple of their older cab overs. Holy crap! But they're like for the guys that have been there since way back. They're just sitting on. I've never seen one running for them. I haven't seen them in a long time running. Speeding is not a crime; it's a moving violation. Yeah, just a ticket, right? You don't go to. I guess at some point it becomes a misdemeanor at some higher amount, right? Save your receipts for fuel. It's a travel expense. For food, no, not anymore. We're not allowed to deduct that anymore. Sorry, that ended 2016. End of 2017. That was the last year. Can't deduct anymore. You got a birthday e-card from Knight. Oh, because you applied. That's nice of them. You should email back. Thank you very much, you guys, for remembering me. Truck stops don't care about the driver like they used to. I don't know. The quality is horrible. I don't think so. I think they're all pretty good now. I don't have any problems with them. Ivona likes the live chat. I appreciate it. And believe me, I appreciate everybody being here. Oh, Brandon, thank you very much. Good gracious. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ivona has 2 cab overs. They don't move anymore. Yeah, I mean, they haven't used them in like forever, right? I hear there are a lot of tax breaks one you can get if they classify as a 1099. But you're being misclassified. So actually, those tax breaks aren't your tax breaks because you are not 1099. If you're driving someone else's truck, you are misclassified. So it's not your tax break. So when you get audited and they go, oh, well, where are your truck? It's not my truck. Oh, well, the fuel. I didn't buy the fuel. Guess what? Those go away. They're not legit. It's fraud. You're defrauding the government if you know about it. And if not, you're still not allowed to do it. You are not 1099 if you're driving someone else's truck. You're just trying to get away with something. Don't try to cheat your way to success. It's not going to work. Do I ever get towards Little Rock? No. Maybe on the way to the Dallas truck show, though, which GATS, which is later this year. Get a tax professional? Yeah, I kind of agree. Depending on how complicated your situation is. I use TurboTax, so you had that with your iPhone 7. Haven't had an issue with it since. Oh, right. That's Apple talk. We're out of that. Can't use them if you're W-2. No, we cannot deduct. You can't deduct the meals and stuff like we used to. No per diem for company drivers. They ended it. Criminal speeding is usually 25 over. Yeah, so if you go fast enough, it turns into a crime from just a ticket, right? Treats you well. Crete treats you well, and you can make money. Yes, that's what I've heard there. And so they also have Schaefer and Hunt, all Crete companies. How to get your name in with a blue wrench. The blue wrenches are moderators on the channel. Many have been with the channel since basically the beginning of the humble beginnings of Trucking Answers. So, and they can boot you off of here or put people in timeout, whatever, because sometimes we get people that are not friendly or whatever on here, and so they just have to be taken care of. So I had to do that. The more truckers on the road, the less quality service we receive. Those won't get better. Yeah, there's more and more people, but the better places, people should try to go there, of course. Sometimes you have no choice to go. Your company tells you where to fuel. You don't want to drive around to 5 different places. You can't cheat the tax man. Yeah, you're going to end up in jail. Look at Wesley Snipes. Don't do it. Don't try to cheat your way to, a couple $100 a week. It isn't worth it. Whoever's saying that 1099, if you're driving somebody else's truck, don't even think about it. Go to the IRS site, right? IRS.gov, I believe, and put in there, am I a independent contractor? And it's going to bring up a list of questions that you can ask yourself. And this is just general questions, not to trucking. And so ask yourself, I think there's 20 questions, and you can see that you're probably not an independent contractor. You'd love to see the truck show? Come on down and see it. The live chat rocks. I agree. I love doing it. Stephen Brown, Blue Parrot, they are the best. And they're even better for sending free stuff over here. How long is the timer set for? I can't see it. Literally, I can't see it. Jeff, am I going to GATS? I'm trying to go to GATS. That is late summer or whatever. I'm hoping to be there. Right now, though, I will be at the Mid-America Truck Show in Louisville at the end of March. And I hope you'll be there. And Eric, when is the Louisville Truck Show? Last weekend of March. I don't have the link in the description, even though I should. Just Google up the Mid-America Truck Show and right there, register, and it has all the dates, maps, everything, how to get there. Get a motel room if you don't have one, please. I got one a few weeks ago, but they are nearly sold out in the whole town. 70,000 people come into town. If you're bringing the semi, they have parking for you. A few months ago, you saw a Creek Carrier Century. I don't see any more Century classes for them running up here. Now that you bring up Creek, my buddy that was running the ports out for Creek Wilmington, he just quit the other day. He said they gave him an overweight permit. Overweight permit at the ports? Well, who knows how much is put into boxes over there, right? Overweight permit, they still give him a ticket because it wasn't valid for North Carolina, only South Carolina. And Crete told him it was valid for the entire seaboard. Doesn't it say on it what it's valid for? Usually, when I got them, years ago on a flatbed, it had the route and what states and everything right on it. Is it Wesley Snipes? Hey, Wesley Snipes, he had an IRS problem, if you remember that. Am I going to try to make it to the Dallas Truck Show? Yes. You should be bigger, but it'll be hard to reach people who are always working. I do what I can do. This is all I could do. I do as much as I can. Exactly, Ivona. That's exactly correct. Over 25 miles the speed limit for regular cars and 15 for CDL would be considered reckless driving. It's a misdemeanor. Well, a misdemeanor, right, is a crime, though, right, instead of just a ticket. So that's interesting. So if you have a CDL in that state, they're gonna press it as 15 over. Get a lawyer. I did a thing about legal service, right? Have a lawyer look at it. It's worth it. Running your air conditioning in January. Not up here, you won't be. That's for sure. I bet it goes off. I hope so. I don't see it, though. I can't see it. You're glad you're in the South. We all wish we were in the South. According to the IRS, nobody's actually required to pay an income tax on their labor. Yeah, I'm not doing one of those. I know people say, oh, you don't have to pay tax on labor and all, and I've heard all that stuff, but Wesley Snipes said that too. I don't know what his problem was exactly. Okay, let's say that. Maybe not, but many people have tried that. I'm not one of them that says try that kind of thing. You used to see Freightliner Centuries all the time. Maybe in 16. I mean, that's 3 years ago now. That's a long time in trucks. Has Joe Cannell connected with you? No. He has subscribed to the channel. That's it. Is he? Am I waiting for him to contact me or something? Jay Cannell, I guess. Is his name Joe, or did you say Jay? I didn't know his name was Joe. All right, no, I haven't personally heard from him. You just asked a trap because trucker named Jay is always urging us to file 1099, even as a company driver. I don't encourage people to violate, the IRS rules. Look, the IRS, okay, which they're probably listening. But even so, look, honestly, they can come and take money from you without taking you to court. You can't bankrupt them. They say you owe money. You can't go bankrupt. They can just take money from your check. They can wipe out your bank account. Well, who do you want to mess with them? They're the most powerful agency, probably of all the government agencies. And so I'm not messing with them. And you can go to the IRS and ask yourself those questions and see if you're independent. You're not. If you're driving someone else's truck, they dispatch you and buy everything for the truck. Just those three things are enough to know that right there, you are not independent. And so you're not 1099. It doesn't work that way. You don't just get to declare yourself that way to hose the government. And in audit, you've got a huge problem. You have to pay all the back tax all the years back. No way do I do that, right? Transland in Springfield. What do you think about Transland? Laura needs a headset. Yes, everybody does, right? UPS has a restored cab over F model. Wow. Wonder what are they going to do it. What's the best way to get a CDL? Your best way is to go to truck school yourself. Talk to your state's Department of Unemployment and see if they will pay for it. That's your first step right there. A lot of states pay for it yourself. You read that in Beavis and Butthead. That's good. Company called to see why you're not back in your truck. Tell them, hey, it's cold out. What are you talking about? As far as per diem, your company takes it out. Is that still allowed? Yes. Companies are allowed to take it out and pay you that way. You just can't claim it on your taxes anymore. So a lot of companies are doing that. It is allowed. Are trucks that are more than 12 on steers rated for up to 20 as long as your gross is under 80? Yeah, you can 20,000 an axle that will support it. So you need to have tires, which has a weight on them, that are supportive of that. That's why you'll see some heavy hauls with gigantic steer tires, because they're 10,000 a tire. Most are not set up for that. Like ours are 60, 750 or something a tire. So look on the tire, and that's the amount you can put on there legally. YouTube search IRS agent Sherry Jackson. Yeah. I've never seen any rail trucks in Birmingham. Yeah, I think they run the whole country, right? It's the driver's responsibility to make sure they have the correct permit. Yes, before you leave, you got to verify all that. You're the one going to eat that ticket. At least with a ticket, you can fight it. If it goes on an inspection, you still get points, but can't dispute it. Right, it's really tough to get it off there. Tomorrow's going to be cold. Yeah, Wednesday, though, 40 degrees here in Lafayette, which I like. There was an article in Overdrive concerning the per diem pay. Did they like it? I don't really like it anyway. Can't dispute a warning for moving less than an inspection. Yeah, it's tough to do. Oakley Trucking, yeah, they're tankers, right? They run out of... I see them in here all the time. They come over to the Staley plant. How much cents per mile is considered good for a newbie? I've been considering what will be the above and below line. I think it'll be 40 cents student, maybe 42, something like that would be the minimum, absolute minimum to get posted. Maybe 45. I mean, I'm seeing places paying really good. So owner operator is someone that leases onto a carrier. If you have your own DOT, you consider a carrier. Oh, well, that's all right. Yes, exactly. Somebody lost their change westbound in 80 on Reno. Oh, nice. Yeah, because they didn't check them. And so then they're all rusted. And so they fell off. They clipped off or whatever. At least they didn't get caught up in their drive shaft or anything. Yikes. Ivona thinks 45. Yeah, that sounds good, right? 45 should be the minimum that a student gets to be any kind of decent place. He must be reaching and messing with the dinger. No, I'd get in trouble for that. Never mess with my dinger on the live show. That's for sure. Cents per mile is bad. Find hourly. It's tough to find an hourly road job. Let's be honest about that. ARI Legacy, good for bad on fuel mileage. If you can afford that big sleeper, you're not that concerned about it. And it's not going to help your fuel mileage at all. You don't consider working for companies that advertise habitually on XM. Yeah, anybody that runs a ton of ads is probably not a great place if they got to constantly run ads. If they're sending you a birthday card 5 years after you contact them, they probably are not great. Any ideas on food service? Yeah, I did Dot Foods, which I liked. Cisco's running $75,000 ads, no problem. If you don't mind getting your hands dirty, as they say, unloading food. The most terrifying sentence is, I'm from the government, I'm here to help. Worse is, I'm from the IRS, and we're here to take your money. Wish more companies had pet policies. I think the drivers ruin that themselves by not keeping the truck cleaned up after their pet, right? Oh, Shelly is better late than never at almost 3 o'clock. Yikes. Huh. Chris, I'll just leave that on there, right? You got a new Cascadia PTL. That's pretty good. What do you think? Well, of course, it didn't change from the 18, I don't think. Do I like the new Volvo or the old? I like the new roundy one that I've seen driving around. I really like it. Your company has a pet policy. Yeah. Look, I love my pets too, but some people don't clean up or whatever, and then that ruins it for everybody, just like in truck stops and everything else. What's my opinion on Tyson Foods private fleet? I like running for private fleets. I don't know about them, but it's probably going to be better than general freight. You make $1,400 and you're home weekends. That's really good. You want to try something local so you can be home every night. You know you're going to take a pay cut. Not necessarily, right? Go to ABF or Holland, Yellow, one of those companies. You may not take a pay cut. Old Dominion, you can make the same kind of money. Schneider takes care of their drivers. Are they running in the mid-40s to get them started, I hope? I do like the skid pad thing that they have. Going to Millis and March since they got rid of the cab camera. That's great. And, tell them that, comrade. Tell them that because of the camera policy, that's why you're there. Companies need to know that so that they know that they've done that correctly so that it doesn't come back, So if they don't get the stuff out at the root, it grows back like a weed. So they need to know it. Mac Anthem, any thoughts? Love the way it looks. I don't see enough of them on the road. Love it. Oh, do a CB giveaway? Yeah, that'd be great. I have an address. If somebody wants to send me a CB, that'd be awesome. When you become a driver, you're going to have your dog riding shotgun? That's great. The dog will love it. You should be required to have a CB. I don't know why they don't put them in the trucks. I think I've only had one or two companies where the truck had a CB in it. Why doesn't this truck come with a CB from the factory? All hundreds of thousands of dollars for this truck, and there's no CB in it. Who painted the picture? This picture is done by a friend of my wife at her work. She paints on her free time and does all kinds of pictures like this. We have several of them around the house. She's really good. I go, you should go to art shows and sell this. She's like, oh, I just like painting. But sometimes when you change it from, being a hobby like that to doing it for money and a job, then it becomes a job and it's not as fun. So she paints all that kind of stuff. She's very good. Millet's cam is still on for the first year as a new driver. I didn't realize that. Tell them, though, cut it out. Do a purple seat cushion giveaway. Yeah, I don't know where I'd get that. Maybe Dolly Parton could get that for me. Remember that movie? Volvo ruined Mac. I don't know. I really like the Anthem. It looks great. Because drivers like different brands of CBs. Yeah, but if it was free in there, wouldn't you just use the one they give you? I mean, your car comes with a radio. People don't gripe about that. Oh, I like Jensen radios or whatever, but nobody gripes about that. They use the radio that comes in the car. Troy, the giveaway is almost here. When the bell goes off, we're going to go back 20 on the comments, and that's the winner. You got a CB and FedEx won't fix it. If they put it in the truck, then they probably have to fix it. That's why they don't do it. There it is. What do you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Chris C is number 20. So if you could enter a zip code or city and state of where I'll mail this to you. This headset, Chris C, is who I'm looking for in the comments. So, and that is compliments of Blue Parrot. So that is awesome of them. Everybody go over to Blue Parrot and thank them. All right. And then this week, Chris C, sometime, you don't have to do it right now. Okay, so Mark at truckinganswersnation.com. It's in the description. So send me your address that you want it mailed to, and I'll mail it to you. And when I mail it, I will give you a tracking number so that you can find it and make sure that you get it. And if it's a P.O. box, it's going to take a while. As I found out, it takes quite a while for the post office to deliver anything. So that's how it goes on that. So that worked out really good. Congratulations to Chris C. So, and thank you to Blue Parrot. As I say, they have great products, and they're not even paying me to say it, which is even better. It's an even better way to do it. Freightliner needs to bring back the Classic XL. That's what a good truck. Yeah, but the fuel's killing you. Stephen, I tried to very much keep my word. We need more postal workers. Yes, maybe if they raised the price of a stamp, they could get so much more business, right? No, right? Oh, Chris, well, this is going to work out perfect for you. You are going to have a great headset, and this one is brand new, so that's going to be awesome. Michael, I don't know if I would want to give that away, although it'd probably be the most useful thing I could give away. Maybe. Yes, Blue Parrot, I'll go over there and say thanks to them and look around at their stuff. And if you do need a headset, get a headset. Suddenly the comments drop off. Look, that's all right. People here comment for headset. That's fine. Whatever people want to do. I'm not all, about that, but sure, I get it. There's not going to be as many comments. That's all right. You get a whole roll of stamps, you're slowly getting through. Yeah, I'm still going through like 27-cent stamps because I think I mail one thing a month now, maybe. I think that we mail one thing. I hardly mail anything. Who mails stuff in anymore? I give away a tire thumper. What would that cost to ship? 47. I need to ship. It's 47 pounds. Right. So you see more Western Star 4900s. I'm a huge fan of Western Star. Steve, need a prize procurement supervisor. I'm trying to be as fair as I can on the prize. Believe me. so that I'm not in it in any way. That it just goes off. I just count back. Got this fancy random number thing from the computer, everything. So Freightliner doesn't have a real CB antenna anymore. Yeah, it doesn't do a great, and I don't know how you would hook a CB antenna up to it. I've seen the thing, and it's got this gigantic mirror arm. I don't know how you hook up to it anymore. It might be up in 2 child support check and payment on some jewelry. Okay, yeah. Oh, so the child support. Yeah, I might mail that certified. So to prove they got it. You see more Mac olders than the newers. You're going to see that a lot. When trucks are closing in on 200 grand, we don't see as many of them, certainly. I do drive a Freightliner. I have a 2018 Cascadia, which I've had very little problems with. We had just a computer issue with the radar thing in the front of it. Really, that's all I've had happen to it. You have to get an adapter that goes in the mirror screw holes. Oh, that's interesting. Rather than putting the bracket around the thing. Oh, all right. Yeah, and there's a Volvo at the yard, right. Give away a tire thumper. Oh, I could get logoed tire thumpers. What would that cost? Gaps in work history when applying to a mega carrier. It can be a problem, as we found out from Millis, from Kim helping us out at Millis. Some places don't like a gap in work history. And what do I say about that? Well, they shouldn't care, but if they do care, you can alleviate that by having someone be your gap. I mean, I don't recommend lying about it, but if you can't get a job, you're not really losing anything. So you could have a number that they call that verifies your employment. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they do that. If you're unemployed and put down I'm unemployed, you're just unemployed. What do they care? Would it have been better if you're working at McDonald's? It shouldn't make any difference. So it's tough to get around that kind of thing, and I don't really have a good solution for it, other than lying about it, and I don't like that happening. I don't like people having to do that. Most trucks have a factory CB antenna. It just isn't great. Do I drive a sleeper? No, I have a day cab, Cascadia. Our Cascadias have particular filter and SCR issues. Some of them did. When these came in, we got a batch of these last year, kind of like these new ones we just got. Some of them did. But then mine didn't, and it was about half and half. Some have been in and out of the shop constantly with that. I haven't had a problem with it. You might buy a glider kit. You could do that and get around the regulations, but you're getting, you're getting an old engine. YRC, but I think they go off seniority. So it'd be working the night shift would defeat the purpose of being home. It's probably seniority. I agree. But, I mean, you could go to a place like in Indianapolis, Walgreens hires, and CVS. They both have distribution centers down there. They run ads. I don't know if it's seniority there. It's a problem. But at least you're home every day. If you were gone for 2 weeks, isn't it better to be home, some of that time rather than to be gone? That's what I'm saying. And eventually you'll work up the seniority board. If you're on the road, you won't work up a board to be home. You'll be gone. So, or you could just keep looking around for other places that advertise, like Hogan. Hogan is another good one around here. They have all kinds of jobs. NFI, which was in the lawsuit, right? But NFI runs local jobs here that start at 7 a.m. They're running an ad in Lebanon, Indiana. So I know there are places that you can start during the day. You can. But some of them are seniority. That's correct. Get there and stay there. Let's see, ABF, right. ABF is going to be also seniority, right. 3 out of 14 Cascadies had to go back to the dealer. So that's a lot when they're new, but most of them didn't. It's horrible internal antenna, and the 18th, they're not properly grounded. Yeah, it doesn't get good. I'm like most people, though, I think. I don't really talk to a bunch of people on the CB. It's on for traffic and, that kind of thing. It isn't on for me to talk to people going down the road as much. Just close by. You can always get close by. That's what I'm looking for. I'm always running a map with traffic on it, and I'm always running a radar in the wintertime to see road conditions. So the CB is just for a little extra help. You have a Striker, 655. It's pretty much worthless until you get an external antenna mounted and tuned. I'll keep that in mind when I get my next Striker. Wow. I thought Edgar was good with the Tesla on here. New trucks have cheap coax and antennas, yes. DOT requires all work history, including unemployment. Correct, DOT, I should say. It's just the law. But what we're finding is that places like Millis, if you have an unemployment time, which is legit, you go, I was unemployed, they don't care. If you weren't working, apparently they're not hiring. So that's not, I don't really like that. I mean, what the heck? Just because you're unemployed, maybe that's why you need to work. You need to go back to the days when everyone talked on the CB and trucking manufacturers make cooler. Yeah, they can't make those kind of looking trucks for fuel mileage. And a lot of people talk on it, just not in the right way. You've been using the radio since you were a kid, okay? Your back had a shower. Love doing the 2/8 split. Unfortunately, your company doesn't understand it. That's disappointing. Your company should have someone there dedicated to logs that totally understands it better than the drivers. When you have to go in and explain how the logs work to your company, that's not a good sign. Oh my gosh. I should start a trucking company and do it better and hire everybody. That would be great, wouldn't it? That would be great. All I need is what? I need 20 trucks. Was 113. So I need 113 trucks at 150,000. So no problem. 100 million, I'm in. Seriously though, right? I can't, I couldn't do that I couldn't have time for this. I'd be busy doing that. They should understand and explain it to you. Yes, the company, you shouldn't have to explain logs. Oh, this is how the log works. There should be somebody there that knows logs. I understand the dispatchers don't drive or whatever. There should be a log department. How are they going to audit your logs if they don't know what the log is? You like a 386 Pete? Wow. It's fuel efficient and good looking. Fuel efficient is relative, and a Pete, most of them aren't that big inside. I'm in that boat now. I'm being retired for the last 2 years, looking hard. Yeah, it's a real problem. So you don't have a work history for 10 years. You're basically a student. They're going to find you as a student. And some places won't even hire you because you haven't been working, and that doesn't make any sense. That's why you want to work. Stephen, can't mention political names. I'm not mentioning that. It'll blow up, right? No problems with your striker, yikes. And you run own coax and your own antenna, not the cheap company stuff. That's the best way to do it. The stuff that's put in from the factory, and consider how much the truck costs, it's crazy. Jez the Master, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, she should help me, right? I don't think she's going to help me. She's got her own problems. Why does the DOT care if you're unemployed? Companies are required to get your 10-year work history, no matter of what it is. So, but it doesn't require that you work. If you were unemployed, companies should accept that. Some just don't. The company itself is the one saying, we're not going to hire you because you were unemployed. They're just, all the DOT says is you're required to provide your work history. That's the law. Jess, you're quite welcome. Everybody can always email me, mark@truckinganswersnation.com, by the way. I answer all my emails. Ivona, yes. I don't care what it looks like either. I want some room in there, and it should be nice. I don't want some clunker. But, whatever, I knew a guy that worked for Maybelline or one of those cosmetics companies. Anyway, his truck was like lavender and purple. And I go, what do you think about driving this purple lavender truck around? He goes, I don't care. They pay great. So that's the same thing. It doesn't make any difference. The truck doesn't have to look like anything, And the truck looked nice with just lavender and purple. Let's see. How come coffin sleepers aren't as common? Who wants to sleep in a coffin sleeper? Just the name is kind of creepy. Qualcomm will do the split for you. The thing should do the split, but you should know how to do it. It's kind of like math, right? You should be able to do it yourself, but the calculator doesn't. You should know how to do the split, or you won't know how to split it when you're going along. Yeah, that's why you hate HR. Yes. Cheaper materials equal more profit. Well, that's totally correct, right? What decent company will take someone off the street with a Class A but no experience? Maverick will put you to work right away. You were in the shower. You do smell better, but that's about it. If you use the hours Qualcomm correctly, it's self-explanatory. Well, maybe, is there a way on there for it to explain it? I mean, this kind of thing you should know how to do yourself. What if the thing breaks down? You're going to have to do it on a paper log. You need to know how to do it. California does not have an age limit on older trucks. That's one. So it drives a 90. You're going to have, as long as you pass CARB emissions test, you should be able to run them for now. I think they're changing that, right? Our late model Cascadia only averages 6.2. That's not great. Your 25-year-old Mac gets 7.5, but my new Cascadia is 8.3 lifetime. There you go. They might think you're running under the table or something along. Yes, that's correct. 2/8 split makes more money. If you can split and know what you're doing, you can really run your clock. If you'll split it properly, that extra couple hours can be enough to make you get a load unloaded. They need to incorporate a 14-hour pause. Yikes. This 10 hours is pretty long as it is. I don't know what the CARB emission test is. They hook a thing up and test it. It has to meet some requirements. I don't know. Prime wants to train you. I'm sure they do because you went to CDLB school. Oh, yeah. You don't have an A license. You don't have any A experience. So that's not how it's going to work. They're going to train you. Running teams with Laura now. All right. Oh, you make plenty of money then. Do I see a lot of Ford semi-trucks? No. The only Ford I see is the one in the parking lot, which the wife is at work with. So I haven't seen a Ford semi in a long time. I did drive one many years ago, a Ford 8000, Ford 9000. I'm going to say, oh my gosh, it was like a 75 or something crazy. I've talked about it. I had the front brake limiting valve. Insane. But that was a long time ago, with the dinosaurs. I haven't done that one in quite a while. The Fords are about done. Maybe in Chicago, I'm sure the people are still running containers around with them with all the flags of the world. It's like the United Nations flags up there. Okay, Stephen, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. And I'm going to blast out of here too since it's colder. I got to get over there a little earlier today. So I do appreciate everybody being here today, though, on the show. And, the disc brakes on the 2019 is not on ours, though. Ours are drums. I went and looked at them to see, and they didn't have them on there. So I was disappointed. I wanted the disc brakes on there. I was going to drive it around the yard and see. But I haven't. I wasn't able to get in it. So with Aeromax, I haven't seen an Aeromax in a while. I thought that was going to be the whole thing of trucking. Every gauge points to 3. Do you remember that? 3 o'clock and all's well. Who remembers it? So every gauge went to 3 o'clock. On a clock, when they pointed 3, everything was fine. That's what Ford said on those Aeromaxes. 3 o'clock and all's well. That was really something. Hope it starts. It's been plugged it in warm. So it should be fired up. I'm actually going to call over there and have them start it before I get there. So that'll be really good. I'm going to make them come out and do it. So it'll be running by the time I get there. So Troy, thank you for coming in. And I appreciate that, by the way. Less sponge. Billy, thank you. I appreciate it, right? And I appreciate everybody for coming in here. Okay, I did, Chris, I thought it was a good explanation. It was it's kind of complicated, so I try to get the information out there. I hope anybody that has questions, can always write to me, and I'll answer the questions, no problem. So, Southern Route, YouTube How To 8 to 2. Oh, that's good. That'd be a good title. I could change the title, right? Thanks, Billy and Stephen. I appreciate it. So thank you everybody for being here. It always really is very humbling to me that y'all come here. Really, it seriously is. And Chris, thank you for coming in and winning the headset. I'll get that out to you this week and send you a tracking number. And there'll be another giveaway, of course. And I'm going to head on out of here. So everybody be safe out there. It's very cold. Leave your truck running. Don't let the company, garbage you around on stuff like that. So, and Stephen, thanks. I'm out of here, though. Be safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming in.